It's been 6 million years to human existence, and still one question remains persistent. What is the purpose to our life? Why am I here and why am I alive? There must be more to this cycle than being born to die. Well, if you're like me, and this is something you wonder, then let's have a few moments to ponder. Hi, my name is Isbah Nasir, and this is my answer: a pen, a paper, and a purpose. Reality is we may never see the grand picture because the universe is something beyond our scripture. But the purpose of life is an item so primitive, we hardly ever think of it, yet we make every decision with it: a pen, a paper, and a purpose. It all begins when you learn how to hold it, and your teacher teaches you how to write in cursive, because from here on this font is imperative to every decision that you'll make in your narrative. And as you grow older, you use pen to make some of the biggest choices in your life, all that lead up to your purpose and the reason you're even alive. I mean, think about it. When you're born, your name is written in pen, and when you die, it is signed off in ink. And here's a fun fact. When the death penalty is given, the judge breaks the pen's nib to symbolize the start of an ending. So I want you to think about all the decisions you made in pen, because they've led you here, and they will lead you then. After our childhood, we use pen for so many things. Beyond doodling and ABCs, we use pens to sign off on licenses, applications, and leases, where you choose to go to college, that first job after you gain some knowledge, your first apartment as you submerge into independence, and even next to the name that you promised to on your wedding. We like to believe that life is predestined and nothing is in our control, but that's only partially true, since we're born into stories where we can't pick settings or roles. But aside from that, everything else is written from hands of our very own, from the time we are aware and as we grow old. We like to believe reality is in control, but reality is a perception, a concoction of our minds and our imagination, which is why everyone sees differently, and our universe has never had a unified meaning. We all have a pen, a paper, and a purpose, and so do you. Life does not give you pencils because nothing we do can be erased. We can cross out some words and skip some lines because pens are ink-based. And even the paper that you transcribe life on also makes a difference, because some people get stuck on one page and they fail to flip forward, while other people keep proofreading the last page and they forget to write a conclusion. Just like that, don't wait in life. Write now before you can't write. Make your choices now because you're not guaranteed 100 pages of lines, and do what you want now because you don't know how many pages are left to life. I've got a pen, a paper, and a purpose, and so do you. I mean, it could be so tricky to make choices that leave huge impacts because sometimes we have writer's block and we don't know our paths. But you know what? Just keep writing. Keep filling in the chapters and don't look back, because if you keep regretting and rereading, you won't move past and you'll miss that final ending at last. I mean, we made it this far. I learned how to write my name. I passed all the K to 12 grades. I made it this far to college, and I don't know what I'll be doing next, but that's the challenge. I made it to America when I was 2 and left my home in New York last year too. I made it this far, so I have to survive to see what's written in my last line, and so do you. In this audience, I see so many book covers, so many stories waiting to be discovered. We can search after God, travel the earth, understand people all our life, but the most dangerous journey will still be the ones in our mind, for we encompass a universe in between our lines. Even if we spent eternity running after ourselves, we still wouldn't know ourselves. And we can search the earth to its end, but we'll never be able to venture the depths in our head. But we have one thing in life to search after, and that's a purpose, no matter how large or minor. So why be average when you can be the maverick, the jack of all trades and the master of none? Because it is better to be good at many things than to be perfect at one. And maybe we're not thinking enough. Maybe we're thinking too much. But no concept can exist without an opposite. God has Satan and good has evil, and the day we discover the opposite to human will be the day we discover our true meaning. Until then, you must stop living as a character, because you were born to be an author. And I know what you're thinking. This speech is so dramatic. But you know what? It is dramatic. Because look at us. Human beings are tragic. We find beauty in plastic, and our dreams are catastrophic, and our actions are drastic. So don't come for me. This is reality at the finest, and I'm just being honest. All I'm saying is, I've got a pen, a paper, and a purpose, and so do you. So the next time you put that pen down to paper to make a decision that'll last forever, I want you to ask yourself, are these next few words in line with my story? Thank you.